What's crack-a-lackin', everybody? We are here again today. We are taking a look at the press conference from Stephanie White, day 3, Indiana Fever training camp. We got it for you. We have not listened to it. It seems to be approximately 5.5 minutes long. We'll give our reaction, and you know what we do. But for now, let's hit the intro. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show me hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell and leave your comments, man. We're going to jump in on this Stephanie White interview today at a daily press meeting that I wish they would do inside of a room where there's not basketballs bouncing and making all kinds of noise. But let's listen to Coach Stephanie White. Maybe she has some more amazing things to tell us. Let's take a listen right here.
What, 2 days of camp going into number 3?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I think we, we've got great depth. I think we are going to be an improved defensive team, improved rebounding team. It's just going to take time to build our continuity. It's going to take time to build our chemistry. We got some different looks with some different players. So overall, I feel good about where we are.
So I just wanted to ask real quick, during these early periods that we're here, you kind of split the group up into 2 groups before bringing it together. Just the kind of the thought process behind that?
Yeah, it's mostly just some pre-practice stuff, getting some work in a smaller, slower pace setting so that we can take that stuff that we're learning. And when we go live, we go together. And then some pre-practice work downstairs. A lot of players sometimes forget after a long off season what they need to do from an activation, rehab, from those standpoints, and you just, I think, re-engage them in those areas. So it's just a little like let's get ready to go, so that once we go into practice, we're not going live and then slowing down, and then going live and then slowing down.
What's the balance for you of getting things implemented, establishing things in coaching versus information overload when you're practicing?
Yeah, we're going real slow in terms of what we're implementing. We want to have two things probably that we're going to do really well this week before we add anything. So today will be the first day that we've added anything since Sunday. And for us, that's out of bounds place because we haven't done it yet. So we're going to go slow. We want to get really good at the things that we have and the things that are our baseline before we start overloading them and getting them. There's oftentimes paralysis by analysis when you do that, and we want them to be comfortable first.
The process is kind of out of you guys' hands, but do you know when Daenerys might arrive and be available?
I don't. I think last I'd heard potentially. What's today? Today's what day? I think I heard potentially Thursdays, but not sure.
Can you imagine signing somebody to another contract and not knowing when the hell she's going to show up? This is embarrassing. This isn't even about Stephanie White here. This is embarrassing. You signed a player who's still not there because she's got a visa issue.
What have you seen so far from Raven in a couple of days?
Well, I mean, certainly what we knew is that she's a bear on the defensive end of the floor. She's got great active hands. She doesn't seem to get in mismatch situations because of her activity level on the defensive end. Her arms are like forever long. And she's, just working her way into figuring out the playbook. She's a high-level communicator, so she does a really good job of communicating, especially with us on the sideline, asking questions. She wants to know what she needs to do to continue to get better, and I think that's a great start.
How about Mo as well?
Yeah, I think Mo's activity level. Mo's an elite communicator, especially on the defensive end of the floor. So you never have to worry. She's going to call the coverage. She's going to make sure that she's in help position. She's active on the defensive end. I want Mo to get a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end of the floor. And so making sure that we find her spots where she can be successful is going to be important. But she's an elite defensive player and rebounder.
Sophie just talked a minute ago about her Twitter thing and her podcast there. She was kind of talking about that she was kind of misunderstood, obviously. Did you kind of you guys have to have a conversation about that stuff, or do you just like?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, she was talking about that she wanted a multi-year deal, but she was still happy to be here and wanted to be here. Kind of.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's part of the business. I think it's we have those conversations. Of course, Amber and Kelly have those conversations too. Players want to they want to know where they're going to be. Of course, they want to know where they are, and organizations, want to make sure that they're making the right decisions for now and for the long term. And so I think for Soph. Clarifying that is important, certainly, but at the same time, like, they're human beings. Like, they feel things and they want things just like all of us. All of us want job security, right?
Okay, but
How symbolic is it in your first season? Things went all kinds of haywire out of everybody's control,
Yeah.
and yet everybody wanted back in, ride this again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows how special the group was. Look, yes, we had a good run and a good ride, but we did it because we had quality people. We had quality humans in our locker room. We had players that were for each other. We had players that embraced one another and embraced anybody who came in. And that collective locker room is why people want to be here. And I give these players a lot of credit. It's a player-led locker room, and they continue to take ownership of it.
did you get through the first 2 days healthy? I think I see.
Yeah, I believe so. I think we got through the first 2 days healthy. I haven't heard a whole lot, so I think it's good. Soreness, of course, as it always is. But I think the only people that aren't healthy are the coaches. So.
Caitlin was talking about Maria and how important she was throughout the process, always with her in the training room. Can you shed some light on what she's about for this team?
Jan?
No, Maria.
Maria.
Yeah.
I think it's Maria. Yeah, I mean, Maria's big. I mean, she's with her all the time. I think it's important when you have players who are going through injury that there's consistency in treatment, that there's understanding of like movement patterns. It's like, okay, well, you look a little awkward out there. You're not moving exactly the way that we want. So, hey, come over here and do that. Until you've built that relationship, you don't have that. I think Maria has great awareness of Caitlin and what she needs. They built that relationship over the course of the year. I think it's really important. And I think the biggest thing, and I was glad to hear that Caitlin said this, is knowing that you don't have to go out there and prove something every time. Like, if something feels awkward or if it feels off, let's get it taken care of. Come over to the side. Just like in-game substitutions, right? It's like if something's not quite right, we make a sub and then we come back in, and she's got to make sure that.
All right, there you have
This-
it. Oh shoot! Damn. Sorry about that. I don't know why I jumped over to the next video. There you have it. Stephanie White, not a lot today with the questions, not much in terms of answers to make me say anything off the cuff crazy. Basic stuff. I mean, she was asked about the Sophie Cunningham thing, which actually is a pretty decent question. She was asked about Caitlin Clark with injury and acknowledging when she's feeling something that's off. That's good to hear, but not truly a whole lot of anything. I am interested in this separating your team 5 on, half the team there, half the team there. I don't really get why you're doing that. I get why you're doing it if you're doing it positionally based, but I don't know why you would be having half the team. I think my biggest concern remains this, and it's a very insignificant concern, to be quite frank, but you signed a player who's still not with your team, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why you signed Damaris Dantas. She's still stuck wherever she's stuck, whether it's in Brazil or wherever she is right now. I don't really care. Fact of the matter is she's not with your franchise right now, and you're in training camp. You're 3 days in. To me, Damaris Dantas is a player that you could cut. She's a player you can cut. I don't see the purpose of even having her on this roster. She's not very helpful to the team. She's not going to make the team better. And then she's not even with the team. I mean, this is basically what we dealt with last year with Damaris Dantas missing in action. So, it is one of those things that you sit here and you wonder why they even signed her. And then you don't have any idea when she's going to get there. So that's even worse. You have no idea. The season starts in 2 weeks. I mean, really, it's the 21st. The season starts the 8th or the 9th. It's in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So you need to get that crap together. Again, not a whole lot with this one, but just wanted to bring it to you. I hadn't heard it, and I listened to it with y'all. You saw I really didn't have much reaction because there's not a lot to react to. She didn't say anything crazy. So chalk one up for you, Stephanie White. You got through one today without losing your freaking mind. But hey, that's all I got. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Does anything stand out to you as to what she said? But yes, I'd appreciate it if they get the damn thing inside somewhere, away from the bouncing basketballs, because it makes it really hard to hear. And it's tremendously distracting. But hey, let me know. Appreciate y'all. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.